Golf is a sport of precision. It's a game where technique meets tension, where the tiniest detail can change the course of history. Most shots are planned, rehearsed, executed with textbook form. But then, every now and then, something bizarre happens. A bounce off a tree, a ricochet off a rock, a ball that just refuses to sit still. This isn't just about skill, this is about fate. So buckle in. These are the top 10 luckiest golf shots ever caught on camera. Number 10. The Tree Bounce Ace, James Kingston. There are good bounces. Then there's this. James Kingston stood at a short par 3, sizing up a shot with a 4-iron. The plan? Aim just right of the flag and let the wind gently carry it in. Nice idea. Until the swing sent the ball slicing off deep into the trees on the left. For all watching, it looked like a classic lost ball situation. The kind where you drop another and just hope to save bogey. But the trees had other plans. In what can only be described as an act of arboreal generosity, the ball pinballed through the branches 10 times. Yes, 10 different ricochets, each bounce guiding it further back toward the green instead of deeper into the woods. Then it happened. The ball dropped onto the green and rolled straight into the hole. An ace. A hole-in-one from a shot that looked like it wouldn't even stay in bounds. To top it all off, Kingston won himself a brand new Audi TT for that miracle. Not bad for what started as a total misfire. Number 9. The Skip Shot Ace, Vijay Singh. Augusta National, the 16th hole. It's one of golf's most iconic stages, even during a practice round. Vijay Singh, known for his focused demeanor, stepped up during the 2009 Masters warm-up and decided to give the crowd a little show. Instead of going over the pond like everyone else, Singh smirked, looked at the water, and aimed directly at it. Like skipping a stone across a lake, he sent the ball low and fast. It hit the water once, then twice, then again, and again. 4 skips in total. What happened next defied logic. The ball landed softly on the green, took the perfect line, and with the smoothest roll, dropped straight into the cup. The crowd lost it. Stunned expressions, roaring applause, and to this day, it remains one of the most replayed clips in Masters history. A practice shot turned legendary. Number 8. The 10-second wait, Fuzzy Zoeller. Fuzzy Zoeller approached his 173-yard shot on the 16th like any seasoned pro. Clean contact, good trajectory, nothing too flashy. The ball flew in beautifully and stopped just short of the green. It nestled into the fringe, perched there, motionless. Commentators called it early. Just short, they said. The crowd sighed, already turning to the next moment. Then, something strange happened. 10 full seconds passed. Then, the ball gave the tiniest twitch. Just a little nudge. Then another. And suddenly it started rolling. Slowly at first, then steadily gaining speed. It curved to the right, then straightened, and fell directly into the cup. The crowd gasped. Cheers erupted. What was dead had risen. No spin, no putt, no second swing, just patience and gravity making magic. Still one of the slowest, strangest, and most unforgettable aces ever recorded. Number 7. The Off the Rocks Bounce, Nacho Elvira. Nacho Elvira was staring down his 3rd shot on the 9th. The green was tight. Behind it, water, lots of it. So the pressure was on. His shot looked pure. Nice shape, great contact, but just a little too much fire. The ball flew toward the green but kept sailing, fast and long, and just when it looked like it was about to meet its watery grave, it slammed into the jagged rock border right at the edge. Most balls would ricochet into the drink and disappear. Not this one. It bounced up sharply, almost like it hit rubber, and spun back toward the green. It held its line, stayed dry, and gave Elvira a surprising birdie opportunity. That one bounce turned a disaster into a highlight reel moment. Golf, meet chaos. Number 6. The Billboard Bounce, Paul Broadhurst, 1997 European Masters. Paul Broadhurst was in a bunker, and things weren't going to plan. His shot flew long. Way too long. It looked like it was headed straight for the back fence. But instead of disaster, it hit something unexpected. a giant advertising billboard behind the green. The ball ricocheted off with a loud smack, came flying back, and landed softly, just inches from the cup. The billboard wasn't part of the strategy. It wasn't even part of the course. But for Broadhurst, it became the most helpful teammate on the field. A total miss turned into a near birdie. The kind of bounce that makes players glance back with a grateful nod. Number 5. The Pond Side Miracle. Colin Montgomerie, 2006 Ryder Cup. Colin Montgomerie had pressure dialed all the way up. He stood in a bunker, staring down a second shot with water hugging the front of the green. It needed to be soft, precise. What he got was hot. Too hot. The ball skipped once and looked destined for a splashdown. But just before the point of no return, it clipped the edge of the pond, a sliver of rock lining the water, and launched upward. Instead of diving in, it popped onto the fringe and rolled out safely. Disaster averted. Montgomerie's face said it all. Relief, disbelief, maybe even a grin. That bounce didn't just save a shot. It kept momentum alive in one of golf's greatest team events. Everything about the setup screamed trouble. The angle, the moisture in the sand, the razor-thin landing zone. Number 4. The Bridge Bounce, Robert Rock. Portugal Open, 2010. Robert Rock teed off on a par 5 and immediately knew he was in trouble. The ball drifted far right, nowhere near where it needed to be. Everyone expected it to land in a mess. But as fate would have it, the ball landed on a slope, rolled perfectly across a small bridge, and ended up positioned for an eagle chance. There was no plan for that. No setup for a slope-to-bridge combo play. Yet, somehow, everything aligned. What could have been a lost ball turned into a golden opportunity, and Rock didn't waste it. Sometimes, bridges do more than connect paths. They save holes. Number 3. Billboard Bounce Returns, Graham McDowell. Abu Dhabi Championship, 2012. Graham McDowell found himself in a greenside bunker on the 17th, needing something special. His shot flew higher than intended. It was long, way long, cue déjà vu. The ball collided with an advertising board just beyond the green, just like Broadhurst's years before. And just like before, it bounced back onto the putting surface and nestled close to the hole. It helped McDowell finish in the top 3 that week. Whether it was luck or marketing magic, the billboard once again played hero. It might not swing a club, but it sure knew how to change a game. What made it even more incredible was how casually it all unfolded. The shot looked like a complete misfire, one of those you just accept and move on from. But then came that sharp thwack as it struck the billboard. It echoed across the green like a firecracker. Spectators blinked, confused. Then came the bounce. Not a wild deflection, but a soft arc back toward the flag. It didn't just return, it looked guided. The ball slowed perfectly as it touched the green, tracked its line like it had GPS, and came to rest just feet from the cup. The silence turned into stunned applause. Some laughed, others just shook their heads. McDowell looked toward the billboard, raised an eyebrow, and cracked a smile. The irony was thick. He had practiced that shot 1,000 times, but it was the one that missed that nearly earned him a birdie. It was the kind of moment that made pros feel like weekend golfers, and weekend golfers feel like pros. Commentators couldn't help but chuckle, calling it sponsored salvation. Whatever you called it, the billboard wasn't just an ad that day, it was part of the story. Number 2. Sprinkler to Stone Savior, Paul McGinley. 2008 Open de France. Paul McGinley stood on the 18th, eyeing a crucial approach. He made contact, and all chaos broke loose. First, the ball hit a sprinkler head, launching it offline. Then, it skipped off a small footbridge, heading straight toward a water hazard. But wait, it wasn't done. As it approached the hazard, it struck a stone ledge and stopped, inches from the water, just barely clinging to dry grass. 3 separate lucky breaks: sprinkler, bridge, stone. Somehow, they all combined to save the shot. McGinley walked up slowly, glanced at the ball, then at the sky, like even he was trying to make sense of it all. A shot that had no right to survive, did. Number 1. The luckiest shot ever, Darren Clarke. 2005 Smurfit European Open. Darren Clarke stood at the 18th, needing a solid finish. His approach shot looked fine, until it didn't. As the ball descended, it struck a rock near the water, then another, then another. It bounced between them like a pinball machine, redirecting again and again. But somehow, those ricochets turned into a root. The ball emerged from the chaos, stayed in play, and rolled up toward the green. Clark approached the spot, grinning in disbelief. The crowd roared. It was wild, it was ridiculous, and it was undeniably lucky. That wasn't just a lucky bounce, that was a miracle sequence. An escape act so improbable it became one of golf's most jaw-dropping moments. What made the moment even more surreal was the way it unfolded. The first bounce sent the ball ricocheting nearly sideways, as if rejecting the idea of a normal landing. The second bounce looked worse, launching the ball upward into a spray of water mist. Gasps rippled through the gallery, hands went to heads. Then came the third bounce, clean, direct, and perfectly angled. It seemed to redirect fate itself. The ball touched down on a slight upslope, slowed just enough, and rolled out of danger, like it had read the green in advance. For a moment, time felt suspended. Even Clark hesitated before walking forward, almost unsure whether the shot had actually happened. Commentators couldn't believe their eyes. The broadcast replayed it in slow motion over and over, trying to track the sequence like a physics experiment. But no analysis could explain it. This was golf's version of a magic trick. The game throws out the rulebook and reminds everyone watching that even on the most perfect swing paths, randomness has a role. These weren't just shots of luck. They were moments of magic, bending the laws of probability and making legends out of misfires. Whether it's a billboard assist, a ricochet off rock, or a ball that takes 10 seconds to remember it's not done yet, these shots are why fans keep watching. Enjoyed that wild ride through golf's craziest strokes of luck? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable sports moments. And hey, drop a comment below. Which shot had you shouting at your screen? Catch you in the next One Golf movie.